Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video, and I am here with...
There are kids. It's raasclark.
There you go, got a nice little intro from both of us there. So we have been working on, so Ross found out the other day that you can float some vaults up high in the sky, which is pretty awesome in my opinion. So I've been working on it. I showed you guys a video with Ross and how to actually do that originally, but there are quite a few defensive techniques that we have kind of been thinking about when it comes to actually working this thing through, and I think that there's some really good possibilities, I think is a good way to put it, that you can have a really awesome defensive structure using floating vaults, not just vault dropped walls, but actually straight up floating vaults. So we're going to kind of show you how you can go about doing that. Ross is here to put in some of his inputs as well. I've got a strategy idea in mind, and then Ross has, I'm sure he's going to have like 12 million after I showed him this idea as well, because the man's genius. So we're going to go ahead and work through this. Basically all you need is a generator like this. Doesn't matter if it's S plus or not, they both work the same. One just allows you to have that generator up and running faster, the other ones. So we're going to go ahead and drop this guy off. You can see up here we've got a vault wall that's going to be built on the outside of this little bubble. Now this bubble basically allows us to drop it down. Ross found this on his server the other day. He did it with one. I'm going to do it with a couple more than that and think about defensive and offensive strategies. This is kind of going to be our defensive strategies video. So I'll kind of go with what this is, and then Ross, I'll let him chime in here and see what he has to say or think about this idea. But he's probably like, Americans. Am I right? Am I right, though?
No, of course not. Of course not. We're all like-minded people. Yeah, I mean, this is the ultimate death wall, isn't it? There's nothing better, getting those vaults in place and blocking out any would-be griefers is going to be much better than a wall. However, I'm looking at what you're doing now. I'm thinking, is it worth dropping the force field first?
Oh, I am.
Lowest one, and then expanding as you go into.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This rainbow effect. Yeah.
Oh, I totally meant to do that. Yep. That's exactly what I was. Yeah. I was thinking smaller because when I was up there, I was like, that shield is way too close. So.
And that's it. So I can see where you're going with this. It's something I never tried myself, and it's to create a layer upon layer of rainbow vaults, essentially. Yeah.
And I like he came up with this idea from earlier where we're going to go ahead and paint these things literally rainbow colored. So I think that's going to be unique. That's going to be something. Can you imagine going up to somebody's base and just seeing a rainbow wall of floating vaults? I'd cry.
Looking mean and friendly at the same time.
Exactly. So it looks like they didn't stack super well because only one glitched, but we'll go ahead and raise it one more time and kind of go through that. There we go. 2 gets a lot bigger.
That's the beauty of it. You can just keep growing and growing the force field until it's adapted to what you actually want.
Exactly. And that's like, especially for like a cave defense like this, you're going to literally have yourself the ability to kind of just drop down a whole bunch of vaults and float them literally anywhere. So you could have layer upon layer of this. And I think that's where this kind of design is going to be super useful, because you'll be able to have a whole bunch of things that prevent you from getting cannoned. Because cannon, we were talking about this earlier, work on like a arc, not like the game arc, but a literal arc. They go up and then they go down just because gravity exists. For those of you that don't believe that, no comment. But anyways, you can just continue to float these in the air and block cannon shell after cannon shell. It basically means that cannon rating is no longer useful on your base because you're going to have to snipe between these tiny little holes. Look at that. Now we're talking.
There we go. We're getting there.
Now, so you can literally, and I'll show you what we're going to do with this wall, making it almost impossible. Can you imagine how many C4 it's going to take to blow that wall up? Ugh, no thanks. And then if you end up killing the tech shield generator, they just all drop on top of each other, creating another wall. So it's like the ultimate double defense. As soon as you beat one, you lose to the other. That's a nightmare. That's a nightmare situation.
Oh, yeah.
No, thank you. So let's go ahead and increase this one more time. See, I think at this point we're starting to get... Oh, man, that's cool. All right, so let's go a little bit higher. Now, what do you think about the idea of doing layers on this? Or do you think it'd be better off to just put one layer like behind your turret wall?
I think, the more vaults you've got, the better, really. It's as simple as that. And if you're on unofficial servers, then you're going to have probably more vaults than you know what to do with. So this is the perfect opportunity to use those. Such as
That is
this,
true.
yeah.
And they're so cheap to make. I think the more you use, the better off you are, is what it comes down to. Because if you can have a giant wall like this, yeah, that's a problem. But, I mean, it's eventually going to get nerfed. I'd almost guarantee it. Because that's just hard. But still, while you can use it, look at that. That's crazy. That is absolutely bonkers. And I'm sure you could probably reinforce by putting some things around the tech shield so it's much harder to blow into. But if you did like 6 or 7 layers, like layer 1, layer 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you see what I'm saying? It'd be really hard to break into your base because you've basically got a minefield of vaults.
And that's the point of it, really. You know, because you can drop vaults already, and with a force field, you can stagger it so you're pushing them further out and you're creating this somewhat of a sphere. Yeah, death wall.
Yeah, I don't even know what we want to call it yet. We got to come up with a name for this thing now. Assuming that we're the ones making it, what is the name for this?
I want to go with the ultimate death wall.
I really like the rainbow death wall, though.
The rainbow death wall.
Because, I mean, if you painted these, I would be so frustrated if somebody... Oh, man, if somebody had rainbow death wall and I was trying to raid it, I'd be like, nope, I'm done. Because if I lose to this, I'm just uninstalling this game. Oh, look at that. So pretty. Yeah, I think the rainbow... Nah, I mean, the ultimate death wall... There's got to be someone calling something the ultimate death wall out there, though, right? I would assume.
Well, this is it. This is the death wall to beat all death walls.
Oh, there we go. The ultimate death wall to beat all ultimate death walls. Because you... I mean... Now, obviously, guys, this is something you can literally just place turrets through this stuff. And for those of you that know what I'm talking about, you just put down some behemoth hatch frames or however you want to do that. I'll just go ahead and plop some down right now.
It's worth noting that on official, you're going to obviously struggle with the clipping. But if you put them in prior to the vaults, you can perhaps achieve this somewhat.
But here's a fun fact for you. So this is unofficial. So actually, I'm not struggling with clipping right now for some of it.
Right. Okay. I'll take it back.
So there are some clipping spots. It looks like I'm like hitting walls and stuff that I'm not able to place, like that right there. Yeah. But it looks like it's going through the vaults pretty well because we have them far enough away. See that? Yeah. Because it's far enough away where it's going around them. So if you can find the around spots, it's not bad at all. So there you go. That's a death wall if I've ever seen one.
Indeed.
That's nice. Okay, let's put some more vaults down and show you the bubble of death. The bubble of death. There's another name for you. So let's go ahead and plop some more of these bad boys down. And I think that like defensive strategies. I mean, now that we've kind of talked about this, what other things would you do, Ross?
The vaults. As well as being a simple death wall, you can essentially create a base out of vaults. As I've showcased in my video.
I'll tag his channel below so you guys can see what we're talking about with that. You can literally make a circular one.
Yeah, you really can. I tried to achieve a full-on sphere, and it was somewhat there. There's a lot of patience required, and if you're OCD minded, it's certainly going to require even more patience. But it's a new, achievable defensive base nonetheless.
Hey, I'm okay with defenses all the time. So the more defenses you have, the better off you are. So I mean, especially, I mean, I'm just thinking about ways like that you can do this, and I'm thinking, so here's the death wall. But I think if you were just to place a bunch of these outside of your base and just have like a vault minefield, like I talked about earlier, and just like different levels of vault minefield, that would be such a pain in the butt to get anything through. Like you can't rush with a racer. You can't rush with certain tames. You'll have to blow them up one by one. And if somebody's online, good luck. Obviously, you can raid anybody offline. That's just how this game works. But man, that's crazy. All right, so let's go ahead and demo this. I think this should be, boom. Look at that.
That's it, man. I mean, you've pointed out there that it's everyone can offline you. This is all about slowing those people down even more so, which this is going to achieve.
Look at that. That would be so hard to break, especially if you put that final wall in there and you've got turrets there. But I mean, I also don't think you necessarily have to have, and this is just a theory, and we'll test this out here in just a second, but like that's a wall design. So you've got like this rainbow wall of justice here. I'm going to paint all those eventually certain special colors. That's going to be super cool. But I also think that if you were to place one of these, and I'll see what you think about this. Here's the minefield I'm talking about. And then tell me if you think I should make any additions to this. But basically, place this guy like a little bit outside your wall. We're going to go ahead and activate that barrier. You know, I bet you I can put a cliff platform down, and maybe it'll reach that far? Maybe?
Should do.
Maybe? No, it says no. It says no. That's lovely. Okay, oh well. Well, in that case, I'll just go ahead and plop this guy here, and we'll just do a whole bunch of like little different pathways of this right here. There we go. And nope, we're done. Okay, cool. Whatever. I didn't want you to work anyways. Fine. So we'll go ahead and plop those down. And then here's what I'm thinking for a minefield. So you literally just take this ceiling structure like we were doing with the wall over there, but you just place down vaults at different levels. And obviously it's going to block a little bit of line of sight, but I think you kind of got to be okay with that. Because if you're blocking a little bit of line of sight and not all of it, you're able to... Here, let's see if we can do this. It'll make more sense when I actually do this instead of just, continue to talk about what I'm thinking in my head. Because my head, I'm sure to most people, makes no friggin' sense. Including, the people that care about me. So, that's fun. Alright, so there's that. Let's see if we can get this bad boy down. And... So it doesn't even need... Like, I understand some OCD people, like we were talking about earlier, be like, nope, can't have it. Can't have it. I can't do that. But if we pick these guys up... like so, that's the start of our minefield. Yeah. And you kind of just like bury this tech shield so people don't know it's there. And then once you do that, you just continue to get bigger and bigger on this guy. Let's see if I can just... Let's just double increase the radius here to 5. There we go. And then we're just going to plop down some of these, and just doesn't even matter. Because I think the more chaotic... I know you're going to hate me for this, but the more chaotic we make this, the more frustrating it's going to be, because then people have to focus on chaos instead of something that makes sense.
Well, there you go. You just pointed something out there that it's going to repel OCD-minded people. They're going to see the mess of vaults and go, oh... No, I'm not riding that.
I quit. No, thank you. Whoever this is, they are insane. Yes, my name is Teach. So, I think that... No, I'll kind of do this one, and then I'll let people... I mean, because I bet you people are going to come up with some really cool strategies for this thing, and how you can actually use it before it eventually gets nerfed by wildcard. But still, I think that... Here, I'm just going to show you the chaos, because I like chaos. And then we'll go from there. So right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then we'll drop this bad boy down here. And again, I know I haven't said this yet. If you haven't gone over to Ross's channel, go ahead and check that out. I tagged it earlier, so make sure you check that out in the video. Man's making some pretty sweet content, and he's not even using a PC. He's using a PS5 or 4. Yeah, 5 hasn't come out yet. Whoops.
Yeah, I wish it was a 5.
Yeah, it looks cool. I mean, it looks like a what's it called? A stormtrooper kind of design.
Yeah,
it's not.
They're going there. They're out there with that design. Without it's certainly against the grain.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the Xbox, which is a literal box. I never thought I'd say that was like I love Xbox, man. I grew up on Xbox, but I was like, you couldn't be more ingenuitive than to make a literal box.
Yeah, have you seen the memes?
I've seen some hilarious. Oh yeah, I've seen some. There's some good ones. There's some good... I mean, PC is still the best, but I mean, I'm not going to go there because we already all know that.
One day.
Yeah,
but that's the point that, as you say, I am editing just on PS4, and I'm kind of showcasing what you can do with the inbuilt video editing software called Share Factory.
That's true.
Which you'd be surprised. It creates some pretty cool results if you're at that level of content creation.
Yeah. So, it's not bad. PS5's not bad. I give it crap, but I mean, realistically speaking, it's not that bad. I'm just whiny, I suppose. Oh man, check this out. This is going to be chaos and pretty much.
Yeah, you're kidding me.
I know. I'm trying not to, but have fun. I mean, can you imagine? Okay, so this is what I want you to think about before I totally drop this. Coming up on a base and just seeing like 60 vaults floating in the air in different intervals at different levels in different directions. The number of clipping issues you're going to have is going to be just ridiculous when you're trying to raid this thing.
Oh, yeah.
I would just be like, nah, no. No,
Yeah.
I do not have enough C4 or patience.
Yeah.
But that's me, obviously. So, all right, we're almost there. I am almost there. And if you are a PS4 player, by the way, Ross has some servers that he's running. I'll let you talk about those as soon as I finish this dropping here, because this is like my favorite part, the whole boom boom part. So
Yeah.
here comes the boom boom. I always wanted to say that. Ah ha ha ha!
There we go.
Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Oh man, it just sounds so great. Things falling out of the sky. There we go. Did I miss any? Excellent.
That's all.
Oh, there we go. So, now imagine you're going to raid after this base and you see that. Yeah. Now you're getting my point. A floating wall mine, because you can't get gigas past this. You're not getting your racers are not getting past this, not unless you blow up literally every single vault here. Because you're going to get clipped and stuck when you're trying to turn. Now, a lot of people are going to, and we'll tell you this right now, because this is what we found out from earlier. You blow up the tech shield, they all come down. But I don't know what's more frustrating, trying to get past a bunch of vaults floating in the sky, or getting past a bunch of vaults floating on the ground, because you're also going to have clipping issues. So you basically created double defense. Go ahead.
Oh, beyond that, like once you've demoed the force field, you're going to be stuck in a dome of force fields.
Yeah. You've literally, I mean, the more of these you place, really, the better off you are, because you could create just a minefield of death with this. Like, just forget, oops, that was not the button I meant to hit. I meant to hit that one. But I don't know. I mean, that's got to be so frustrating to try and get through. I mean, then you could go, I mean, we only went up to 5, I think is what we went to, right? Mm-hmm. I think it was 5. You could go up to 10 and just get this giant field that's probably about this tall of vaults just literally spread about the place.
Yeah, you go with field of vaults, I go with field of mess, but each their own.
Yep. I mean, I call this the field of justice, but whatever. So, anyways, this is kind of like some defensive strategies. This is our defensive thought. We got another offensive video coming out soon. We'll bring that out in the next couple of days here, but man, this looks pretty cool. So, anyways, other than that, Teach and Ross. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot one thing. What are your servers called again? How do people find them on PS4?
Search Arc Energy on PS4 unofficial PvP.
There you go. Arc Energy on PS4. All right, anyways, Teach and Ross out.